The fact that Antarctica is gaining more ice than it is losing has recently shocked scientists. Despite this, one of Greenland's most well-known glaciers, which NASA reports is melting at the world's fastest rate, has died. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at NASA saying why everyone's lying as North America's worst disaster is about to happen. Yeah, you heard it right. Leading climatologists have been disputing the effects of climate change on weather patterns and the effects of rising surface temperatures on weather patterns as well. It turns out, however, that we were mistaken, and not all scientists agree on how this effect is occurring. Australia is one of the major nations that lies right in the heart of these shifting weather changes. The North Pacific is cooling and Antarctica is expanding, and weather patterns have undergone some spectacular shifts in the last several decades that many may ascribe to climate change. Experts, however, disagree and argue that these alterations may not have been caused by climate change at all. For those of us unfamiliar with the La Nina weather phenomenon, allow me to explain. La Nina is a significant component of a natural climate cycle that sweeps chilly air over the tropical Pacific Ocean. It is a component of a broader cycle, the other component being El Nino, which blows significantly warmer air. The two meteorological events that alternately hit the tropical Pacific central and eastern regions have varying effects on sea surface temperatures. Both meteorological occurrences are referred to as ENSO or the El Nino Southern Oscillation. As a result, the bearing effects of La Nina and El Nino, which can bring strong tropical rains and floods to a particular location, the cycle moves, while concurrently causing a drought in another location. Despite the fact that ENSO's climatic effects and consequences are predominantly seen in regions bordering the tropical Pacific that may very well affect the entire globe, as a result of ENSO's dominance, global warming is caused. Globally, Eastern and Southern Africa, Southeast Asia, Western America, Australia, and Antarctica are among the regions where the NSO has the greatest influence on precipitation and temperature fluctuations. Recent years have seen an increase in learning events in Australia, and the most recent floods were triggered by the third consecutive learning event, which is exceedingly exceptional given that these events generally occur annually in alternation, and are typically followed by Nino warm morale occurrences. This has been attributed by some experts and researchers to rising surface temperatures, which can have a number of implications on the frequency and intensity of these climatic phenomena. However, other experts and researchers disagree. El Nino occurrences have caused catastrophic droughts and dry conditions in the southwestern United States and Latin America. The Nina delivers colder winds from the eastern and central Pacific towards eastern Australia, which have been responsible for the country's rainy and cold conditions over the past 2 years. The National Bureau of Meteorology predicts that the third mowing event will be weaker and shorter lived than the previous two. As a result of recent events in Australia, scientists have discovered that there are more climatic forces at play than was previously believed. A scientific paper published earlier this year described how an increase in surface temperatures due to greenhouse gas emissions could exacerbate the frequency of ENSO effects throughout the majority of the US. The dipole in the Indian Ocean is distinguished by an oscillation of fluctuating sea surface temperatures, with the Western Indian Ocean being comparatively warmer and the eastern polar region of the ocean becoming irregularly cooler. Even though the 2010 phenomena was a one-time occurrence, this alternation between warm and cool surface temperatures occurs in tandem with higher precipitation and cooler pods of the ocean, and droughts on the warmer end of the ocean, producing entire records. It looks like the present trend of landing events may result in more precipitation and floods over the approaching marine season. However, forecasts may imply the possibility of a second landing event. Prior to reaching any conclusions regarding how and when intervention would affect future global climatic weather conditions, it is yet uncertain which regions of Australia will be affected. We must consider the historical context of these events. A report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, noted that the number of intensity of El Nino episodes have grown over the past 20 to 30 years. Possibly caused by human action, this growth is in contrast to the frequency of ENSO episodes, documented between 1850 and 1950, and even as far back as the 15th century. In addition, climate model simulations attempting to predict the future patterns of ENSO events have revealed similar fluctuations. These simulations have both accounted for and disregarded the impacts of greenhouse gas emissions, all of which have had varying effects on upcoming state events. This indicates to experts that there is no clear evidence that the variations observed in ENSO episodes since the 1950s are unusual or the product of climate change. According to a report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC), there is no consensus regarding the change in sea surface temperatures over the coming centuries in relation to greenhouse gas emissions. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.